Walking Life's Journey podcast. For those that are joining us for the very first time, thank you. You found us. Now that you have found us, make sure that you subscribe and share. Those that have been with us since the beginning, you know we appreciate you. And you know we love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because we've been walking this journey called life together. I am Nikkita White.
I'm Lorenzo White.
And I'm Keyondra White.
And together, we make the White family. Now, whatever platform you found us on this go-round, thank you, thank you, thank you. One platform that you're going to want to get to, though, is what? Share. Tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on
Lowe's, Home Depot, Zamzo's, Carl Jr. Burger on the third Thursday of the month. We out here in these streets.
I will not be there, but you can find us on YouTube, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts.
Yes.
And of course, our Facebook group.
Facebook group. Talking about our Facebook group, this week in the community, we talked about I can't control anyone else, but I can control myself, my thoughts on how you show up, my words on how you show up, my choices on how you show up, my actions because of how you showed up, my reactions, and my future. So what I just said was...
Control yourself.
I only can control myself. That's right, because sometimes we need a reminder about that. Mm-hmm. We also talked about be careful how you treat people on this journey because you never know what someone else is going through. You could be the one that saves or push them over the edge. And then we showed a graphic that says, a walk in my shoes. Until you've taken a walk in my shoes, you don't understand. Then we shared a good reminder. Think before you speak. The T is it true? Why are you speaking on something if it's not true? H, is it helpful? Does it add anything? If not, let it go. I, is it inspiring? Is it inspiring? N, is it necessary? K, is it kind? Think before you speak. And lastly, we talked about communication is key. Please don't expect someone to read your mind. If you haven't said it, don't expect them to know it. Communication is much easier than mind reading.
Communication is much easier than mind reading. Say that.
Say it. Communication is much easier than mind reading. Talking about mind reading, let's talk about that for this week's topic. Let's see. If you could read minds, would you want to? Is that something you want to do? Now, this topic came about because Keyondra was reminiscing over a movie. Tell us about the movie that you watched that you wanted us to come to the community to talk about. Is mind reading a special gift or is it a curse? Yeah. What is it?
So she asked me if I would want to even be able to mind read. I was like, yeah, just like in the movie What Men Want with Taraji. And she goes out with her friends and they drink this special tea. And she wakes up and she can read men's minds specifically. And I said, of course I want to be able to mind read. Especially because in the movie she used it to help advance her in her career. And I think it would be cool. Only if you can like turn it on and off. Because I wouldn't want to be able to hear everyone's minds at once.
Mind reading. Is it a gift or is it a curse? Mr. White, tell me what you think.
I'm on board with Keyondra. I definitely think it's beneficial, especially when dealing with you, to be able to have that gift. Because a lot of times, like you said earlier, communication is better than me. What was it? It was something about communication.
Communication is much easier than mind reading.
It is. But you act like I'm still supposed to read your mind. So if I had that, I'd be able to get in front of a lot of things.
And sometimes it's not about I want you to read my mind. Sometimes it's let me process what just happened. And when I process it and I'm no longer in my feelings or in my emotions, then I'll be ready to talk about it.
No.
So sometimes it's space. It really is. Sometimes it's space. I'm processing this. Now, I do think, I do know. You can tell when something's wrong with me. We talked about that in an episode before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I do know that you know when it's something wrong with me. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I'm not ready to talk about it Because if I talk about it right now, I might blow this place up.
But when you are acting like that, do you think he knows what it is?
Oh,
you expect him to know already?
He may not know what it is, but he know I'm not myself. He know I'm not myself. And matter of fact, let's be real. This happened, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago now? And I probably, something rubbed me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of blowing the house up, I just wrapped myself up in a full week of work, which I had a lot going on anyways. So I wrapped myself in everything. And then when I was ready to talk, things had calmed down. I said, babe, do you know when something's wrong with me? And from there, we just opened up the conversation. Because I did not let him know what was going on at that time. Because, okay, y'all that's been on this journey with me for a long time. I done told y'all I'm an emotional person. I try to push those emotions down to my feet to allow me to walk right and not blow this place up. So I dealt with it. I got good again. And I said, hey, babe.
That ain't what came out.
Do you know when something's wrong with me?
That ain't
and
how
you
that came out.
said yes, you do know when something's wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
You just might not know the whole situation. So yes, Keyondra, even in my body language, he knows when something's not right. But do he know the exact thing? No. Do I expect him to read my mind?
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
It's different.
I don't expect you to read my mind.
You expect me to know.
I expect you to know when something's going on.
You expect me to know what it is.
Reading,
You expect me to know what it is.
no, I don't.
Okay.
I disagree.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
Keep on begging.
I beg to differ.
Keep on begging.
I don't expect for you to read my mind, but I do expect for you to be like, okay, something going on. I'm gonna give her space. I'm gonna come back around.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, mind reading. Do you want to read my mind?
Sometimes.
You do.
Yeah.
What you think you're saying right now?
My daughter's sitting right here. I really can't comment on stuff like that.
What you thinking?
I don't know what he thinking. That's the question. What is he thinking?
Would you want to be able to read minds?
Gosh, I'm with you. I would like to in certain situations, but I think I want to turn it on and turn it off. Because sometimes, especially like when you're in front of a room and you're doing a presentation or you're leading something, you're like, are they really listening to me? Are they getting anything out of this?
They look asleep.
Hey, so sometimes I think I would want to, but we was talking to our grandson today about this topic. What did he say?
He said,
From the mouth of a child. What did he say?
I would want to, so I can know when people are lying.
So what that showed him is somebody ain't telling him the truth all the time because he wants to read minds to catch you in a lie. Which, I mean, let's think about it. Whether it was a little white lie or a big old huge purple black lie, it's a lie. So do I want to read your minds? Do I want to know what you're thinking all the time? It could be a gift, but it also could be a curse. Because when Taraji was reading some minds, there was some things.
They was thinking, some people's minds are just dirty.
Dirty. Your dirty mind.
What if you couldn't turn it off? Would you still want to?
No. If I could not control when it was useful, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Nah.
I think some things are not meant to be known. Because think about it. You're sitting in a space and you thinking y'all all cool, but that one person just over there just it's just nasty. And you thinking like, oh man, that's been my friend for 52 years.
Yeah.
And your friend over there,
Yeah.
That's true. And you could never be like surprised either. Because what if like we were trying to plan something for you and you already know? We wouldn't be able to plan nothing.
Yeah,
That's how it is now.
I'm about to say that's
true. That is true, but it was even worse.
That is about how we do now. Like I like to know. I think I've settled down a little bit with that though. You can surprise me with anything. You can. I walked out of the room the other day and I had a nice bouquet of flowers and a card on my bed. That was a surprise.
What?
Yeah, that was a surprise.
That's what's up.
It was a surprise. It was October 29th. the day we started dating.
I know I was a day late.
She said you was right on
Should-
time.
should've
He was
been
right on time.
October 28th, but it's all good.
Right on time. Right on time. I know. But Jakari said he wanted to read mine. I think if I can turn it on, turn it off, it might be useful. I mean, think about if you're in a job interview.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes when you're in those interviews, you're like, okay, well, I haven't interviewed in a long time, so I'm not even going to pretend I can talk about this topic. Keyondra, how you feel in a job interview? Would you have wanted to read the young man's mind on that call?
You say him specifically.
Yeah.
Recently, I had an interview, and I could not read him. And it was my first interview with a guy, so I was like, maybe that's just, his voice was just one tone the whole time, so I couldn't read it. And usually when I'm interviewing with females, they're like, yeah, cool, yeah. And I'm like, okay, it's giving me something to feed off of. He was just like, yeah, so so I would have loved to like be in an interview, like read minds, so I could know just what he's thinking in that aspect, or like what they want to hear. Or sometimes people be interviewing and they already have a candidate, so it's like, why am I wasting my time?
You gotta check that box.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes, I think. I don't know. Again, I haven't interviewed in a long time, so I don't know. That can be a tough situation. You interview for all these positions. If you could read the minds, you can tell them exactly what they want to hear. You can make their resume just line up. Because you got the skills for the most time. It's how is your wording. Is your wording.
Yeah. But it would be pretty cool to read minds for at least one day, though.
One day. I think I could take it 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, I could do that, but I think it could be overwhelming because just like in the movies, just like and what women want, you know, the one that came out before, the one with Taraji, hearing all that noise from people's minds, because I could tell you, there's a couple people that I know, including myself. When I'm talking to somebody, I'm not locked in all the time. My mind drifts, and I'm thinking about some everything. Just like in a movie, you can hear mugs thinking about feeding their dogs. Did they turn this off? Just a whole bunch of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, and I can't remember if it happened with Taraji, but definitely in the original one. Hearing people's burdens, man, stuff that they dealing with. It's like, yo, I didn't know that was going on. You know, just it could be a whole lot to deal with. So,
for sure.
Definitely, I can see the fun in it, but at the same time, it's definitely it could be the opposite as well.
Yeah. I think what this question really shown us actually is be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, you don't need to know everything.
Be careful what you ask for, because you might ask for something that you just might get that you're like, true, I didn't know this was going to cause all of this.
Man.
I don't know. Gift or curse? WLJ community, you let us know. Would you want to read mine? Wow. What is your own mind thinking about? It's funny, but guess what? As we're walking this journey called life, things like that might happen. And so remember, no matter what, you are a key piece to your story. Until next time, see ya.
Peace.
Bye.